Really, you're making a fashion statement.
We transitioned from sprain to slight fracture.
Wait, I didn't hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you have a friend with a boot too? Is that what yours? I didn't hear you.
Oh, we transitioned from sprain to small fracture.
Oh, mazel tov.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's not fun.
But 2 weeks in a boot, hopefully. Yes, ironically, Scarlett's buddy at school is also in a boot on crutches.
She was job. She wanted to be. I hear that people get boot envy.
6:15.
All right. They call me Mr. Punctual.
I did hear that.
I was digging in my head for egg puns at that moment, but I couldn't crack it.
Well done. Well done. Touche. Three shake. Four shake.
It's a lie. Eggs.
Oh, that
Let's
was
do the
good.
Mr. Burns.
Great.
Love Mr. Burns. Well, don't really love him, but you know. I love the idea of Mr. Burns. Ooh, Shabbat Shalom if you're watching from home. I didn't really say that. I didn't really love Mr. Burns. I just said that to be amusing. You would have thought if you just tuned in that I said that, but really I didn't. It's a new year. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Yalai la la la, yalai la la la, yalai la la la, yalai la la, yalai la 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 la la. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We're so glad to welcome everybody who's here tonight, everyone who is watching at home. Shabbat Shalom and Shana Tova to all. May this be a good, healthy, happy New Year for us all. Tonight's service is going to begin on page 121. And I would like to invite Edie Weinstein, who's just walking in the sanctuary, to come and light the candles. It would be so lovely to have you do that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Edie, it's so lovely. Here, I'll put this out of the way. I know there are matches tonight. It's a fun time. Hello, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. These aren't as easy. Oh, there you go. You're doing it. You got it. Okay, wonderful. Okay, come over and join me. As these Shabbat candles can help.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Eden, thank you so much. Shabbat Shalom. Let's now continue on page 128 as we welcome this Shabbat and also celebrate being together with Hine Matov.
טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחיות גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחיות גם יחד
How good
it is to be together. How good it is to be together. Whoa, 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 whoa. שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחיות גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחיות גם יחד How good it is to be together. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Let's turn to page 142 now. We pray for peace for us, for our neighbors, for everyone celebrating Shabbat and everyone who's not. Shalom Aleichem. Peace be upon us, peace be upon all of our neighbors.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
You know, this evening, I don't know whether you noticed it, but, well, we probably didn't, but we have a brand new microphone. How's it sounding, David?
I think it sounds good.
Okay. If you're hearing us well, you can thank our new microphone, which is really, really fun and really, really powerful. It's powerful. It's powerful. It's a powerful microphone. In other words, it amplifies my already powerful voice even more. They had to say, Howard, inside voice, all the time. Well, there wasn't that expression when I was growing up, but they would have said that. Okay. Here we go. Page 144, the Chetzi Kaddish. Soren, does anyone ever say that to you? Use your inside voice? They do? Because you're projecting all the time. I know, because you're an actor. That's what you do.
I love being able to separate one part of a service to the next in this kind of way. It's so nice because it allows me to really feel settled. Like we've warmed up a little bit.
I know.
The voices have joined together.
Exactly. And then we do the prayer of separation for the service, which is the Chetzi Kaddish, which means we're going to move from the warm-up to the prayer. So that's what we use. We use it as kind of a bridge. It's almost like a bridge, but not a narrow bridge. Good bridge. All right, here we go. Hello. Yitkadal v'yikadash shemei rabba. V'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, v'imeru.
Amen.
Yehi shmei rabba mevorach, le'alam ulal me'amaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yitalal, shemei dekudisha berechu, le'la min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma, v'imeru. Amen. We rise for the Baruch Hu, page 146.
Am I awake?
Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ooh, ooh, We continue now on page 149. We pray together at the top of the page. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, You set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv araviv. You may be seated. Page 150, Ahavat Olam.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו למדת. Try that with me. אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו למדת. Got it. כי כן חיינו ויורך ימינו, ובהם נגד יומם בלילה. אהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל.
At this time, we rise for the Shema, this moment when we connect individually, viscerally, with our God. We establish a covenant that we hope will last for the week, the day, not because we need God's presence all the time, because really, more like God needs our presence most of the time, but rather because it's the phrase, the words of covenant, to remind us that we have a connection, a relationship at all times. We rise for the Shema. Page 152. Thank you. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. Page 154, V'ahavta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta ba'am v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. Page 155. and 57. 157. We pray together at the top of the page. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Page 158. We march together towards freedom.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Yadadai, yadadadai, yadadadai, if there's a song to play the drums with, this is it. Yechamocha ba'elim Adonai, Yikamocha Darba Kodesh, yeah. Ratihilo, oh Sefele, oh Ratihilo, oh Sefele. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
Page 160 or 61. Ashkivenu.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Shalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. That reminds me that next week we're going to be in the sukkah for our service. A shelter, a true shelter. They put it up today. I'm not quite sure who was part of that putting up, but I did see Victor Larish making some moves around here. So thank you, Victor and team. I think, Jason, were you here?
Jason was here.
Of course, Jason was here. Thank you, Jason. Who else am I forgetting? Oh, and yes, and Daniel Carton.
Right.
Nice. Excellent.
Beautiful.
So the
Looks
sukkah's
gorgeous.
outside. It does. All of Harold Foster's goodies that he brings year to year to make it look so beautiful outside. I saw some people there while I was tutoring a student this afternoon.
Thank you, Harold, and all of you who put up the sukkah. We so appreciate it, and I'll talk about that tonight in my sermon a little bit about putting up a sukkah. Yeah. So Vishamra, of course, is before we get to Sukkot, which will begin on Sunday night. But we're going to be in the sukkah during religious school, I would bet. A little bit?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're actually going to have religious school because
Yeah.
it's how the weeks work out. Otherwise, we wouldn't get as good of a Sukkot.
I know, exactly. So,
Sometimes you have to give it one coat. Sometimes you have to give it 2 coats.
Sometimes, yeah. So, but speaking of Shabbat, it's Vishamru, and if you want to twirl, if you want to go whoo like I will, you could do that. But the important thing is celebrate, because it's a very joyful day. We just got done with Yom Kippur. Now it's joy. You never go too long in Judaism without joy. Coming around again.
I'll share the anecdote that I was going to share. I'll share it with you on Donate. Don't let me forget. It's good. It's about Vishamru. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat L'Doratam Berit Olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat L'Doratam Berit Olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael Oti leolam, oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat L'Doratam Berit Olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat L'Doratam Berit Olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat L'Doratam Berit Olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat L'Doratam Berit Olam.
We rise and turn to page 164 for the Amidah.
Adonai Sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
166.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה.
168.
אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני,
מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מחמוך בעל גבורות, ומדום מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. 170. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. You may be seated. I think we're going to do a responsive reading tonight on page 173. So it begins with disturb us. Disturb us, Adonai. Ruffle us from our complacency. Make us dissatisfied with the peace of ignorance, the quietude which arises from a shunning of the horror, the defeat, the bitterness, and the poverty, physical and spiritual, of humans.
Shakas Adonai, deny to us the false Shabbat, which gives us the delusions of satisfaction amid a world of war and hatred.
Wake us, O God, and shake us from the sweet and sad poignancies rendered by half-forgotten melodies and rubric prayers of yesteryears.
Make us know that the border of the sanctuary is not the border of living, and the walls of your temples are not shelters from the winds of truth, justice, and reality.
Disturb us, O God, and vex us. Let not your Shabbat be a day of torpor and slumber. Let it be a time to be stirred and spurred to action. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 177, our prayer for Thanksgiving. We continue now at the top of the page. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, Hatov Shimcha Ucha Na'eh Lehodot. Page 178, our prayer for peace.
Rabbi, can I share something that
Yes,
happened today?
Please do.
While I was outside with my student working on a prayer, I needed to come inside and use the restroom. When I came back out, he was admiring some kind of bird in the tree, very high. I said it was an owl. Obviously, it wasn't. They're nocturnal, but it did look like that from very high up. And my student had noticed this by just looking around, because I thought to myself, I had been in here for a minute. I wonder what he's doing out there. And I felt badly keeping him. And he was appreciating the nature that was out there. And then, when he pointed this out to me and to the people who were building the sukkah, we looked around and we saw two squirrels chasing each other or playing with each other. And it led to a wonderful conversation about where we stand in relationship with other beings, other energies. And it was a really nice opening that happened all because he appreciated the nature that was in front of him in the moment.
You know, David, what he was doing was that he was in touch with creation. Each and every Shabbat, we get in touch with creation. We get in touch with the fact that through the week, we work and create. And on Shabbat, we stand back and we appreciate that work. We appreciate our relationship with other beings and pray that we'll live in harmony with them as they will live in harmony with us. although that's harder to do. Our prayer for peace. Thank you for sharing that.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon L'chol hashalom, ki ata hu melech adon, l'chol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
Please take a few moments now for silent prayer and for the meditations of your heart.
Shalom bimromav, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. Yain dai 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 dai. Yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die yada die 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 die. Oh, say shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru. if anybody could hear those wonderful drums, thank you, Scarly, our new house drummer here at Temple Habon.
At this time, we're thinking of friends and family and loved ones in need of healing, in need of a prayer, a mishaberach for healing. If there are friends or family or those in need of healing that you know, please feel free to name those people aloud. We might offer our prayers for their strength and courage to face the illness. Thank you. For Carol Knopf, for Shula Schoenfeld, thinking of you, Shula, and praying for your good health. And Refuah Shlema. And for all those who may be grieving, who need a healing of the soul, we're thinking of you as well tonight. Page 371. Misheberach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. So, our prayers for Shechianu, our celebration prayers. I think that on our left, David, there may be a Shechianu to offer to the Katz family, but I don't know. Maybe. Someone's got a birthday. Someone's got a birthday. Now, it's not you, so Jerry.
Jerry, when is your birthday?
Tuesday, so happy
Mazel tov.
birthday. Mazel tov.
64. The Beatles song.
The Beatles song,
Yeah.
yeah. When I get older. That's right. It's the Beatles' birthday. It's also, of course, 8 squared, which is one of my favorite numbers. So happy birthday, and hope you're going to be having fun. I believe you're going to be spending some time with some grandchildren over the weekend. Yeah, so that'll be great. They'll be able to wish you happy birthday. Soren, what do we have? Oh, hooray! Mazel tov.
birthday.
You turned 11. Wow.
How does it feel?
Soren Breyer, 11 years old.
Older.
Yeah. You know, actually what is amazing to me, I think, is that, gosh, you were just turning 9 when I first met you, which is just like amazing. I don't know. It seems like, anyway. Your sweetness remains. That's the nice thing. Jacob.
I had 2 things.
Oh, good.
I was thinking of, but one of them was pointed out to me because of the third Mishabera.
Oh.
Danny had Mason yesterday.
Oh, you did? Oh my goodness, you're doing so well.
Mazel tov.
You're a little blurry, but that's okay.
Okay, well that's all right.
I think she was in need of healing.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's wonderful. And as someone who had worn glasses for 50, I don't know, 5 years, something like that, 52 years, when I see, my doctor said, well, eventually the cataracts will catch up to you, and then they'll just do it. And I was like, yes, when will that be? So I've been without glasses now from distance for like 4 years, 5 years. It's great. So you'll love it. Yeah, that's about the length of time. And also, for those of you who are blind like me, like you can see in the shower and like the alarm clock when you get up in the morning, you can see the clock, which I hadn't been able to see for decades. That was really cool. All of those fun things. Oh, okay, well, all right. When I'm 64. All right, Molly. No more crutches, but I'm afraid she needs a healing prayer because it turns out that Molly's ankle, well, tell them Molly. Oh, Molly's foot was not just sprained, but fractured. Yeah. So we're glad it's almost healed, thank goodness, but you're in a boot and you're walking around. No more crutches. Yay. All right, Scarly, what do you have to share with us tonight for the Shechianu? Oh my goodness. This weekend, Scarly and Molly will be getting pumpkins for Sukkot. That's very, very special. It is the fall weekend. Now, do you know where you're going to go for pumpkins? No? Oh, maybe to the market?
You could drive around and see.
Are there? Yes, they are. Okay. All right. Good. That'll be such fun. Scarly, will you carve a pumpkin this year with Mommy's help and Daddy's help?
I'm going to paint it.
Oh, okay.
But you run out of stickers, so we can't use stickers on the pumpkin.
No, we don't want to use stickers on the pumpkin. We can paint it or carve it, but not stickers. Okay, so that's going to be really, really fun. I wish you a great time.
That last time I got in a pumpkin, you put its stickers on it.
Oh, okay. But you're a big girl now, so you can do other things. All right. Oh, no, I didn't. Jacob, go ahead.
So
I'm sorry. Yes, we didn't get to the other one. I'm so sorry.
We jumped away.
We jumped away.
At my second to last council meeting, we passed something that I proposed a couple of years before, which is to celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day on the second Monday of October.
Wow, so Barrington will be officially celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day? That is very, very nice. And thank you, Mazel Tov, for bringing that legislation before the council. And just want to say on behalf of Temple Habanim, Barrington will miss you at the council. That is for sure.
I'm Jacob's Facebook friend. Something tells me he's still going to be pretty active in making decisions around here. Can I add one to the list?
Yes, you may.
My sister is a Reform rabbi in Central Jersey, somewhere in New Jersey. Apparently, I don't know New Jersey. Near Short Hills, and where is that?
Sort of
The side.
north, but in the west.
Okay,
Yeah.
northwest Jersey,
It's really not.
northwest New Jersey.
Northeast New Jersey. If you're not
Okay.
living in Bergen County, you're not in
It
Northern New
really
Jersey.
doesn't
So
matter.
that's-
She gave a really powerful sermon. I'm going to post it on our Facebook page. If you aren't able to access it in that way, but you'd like to hear it, I can send you an email. Just email me and let me know that. But it talks a lot about personal things that she went through this year, difficult personal things. But also talks about the importance of sweetness, of the sting and the honey, the hard times and the good times. And the Shamru comment that I wanted to share with you is in there, which is, I'll just share the teaching. If a funeral and a wedding cross the same path at the same time, do you know who goes first? The wedding goes first, because you're not supposed to postpone joy in any way, because time is fleeting and life is precious. So in case that makes you want to see it, she shared that at her congregation, and it was pretty powerful for me.
That is, that's a beautiful teaching, and I had not heard that, so I really appreciate that lots. But it makes sense because our friends, the Gordons, Craig and Sue Ellen, Craig lost his brother just before Yom Kippur, and the Shiva stops for Yom Kippur. And while Yom Kippur is not technically a happy holiday per se, but it is a Shabbat of Shabbats, and so it obviously whenever there's a Chag, a holiday, the Shiva will end for the holiday, which is another way of saying that we don't postpone joy, even when we're sad. So that's very beautiful. Thank you for. I look forward to seeing it, and I look forward to Leslie and Jerry's son Mark's sermons that he gave over Rosh Hashanah, which I have as well. I have this weekend. I have plenty of activities to do. So, how do rabbis spend their free time? Exactly. Busman's holiday, you know.
Breaking the leaves while listening to sermons.
That's right.
6:48. Shehechenu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Does everyone see my tie? What's on my tie? What does it look like? It's like and you might think it was a fish and in the water, but it's actually what I think about it is as fronds. It's like these are fronds here coming out. I wear this tie for Sukkot. Can you kind of see that, Scarly? Yeah, I figured that you did. I know. Okay. She's the Kreskin of Jewish ties. So that's why I wore it tonight, because it has these fronds, and I never wear it. But I also was thinking a lot about Sukkot these past couple of days, because it's 1992 in Iowa City, Iowa, and for the first time in my adult life, I've been invited, along with Annie, to a Sukkot party with other young people my age. And when I was growing up, I don't know what it was about our synagogue in Fort Lee, New Jersey, but I somehow don't think that we had a sukkah. But because every year at Sukkot, someone would come around with a lulav and etrog, and we would have to practice in the classroom shaking the lulav properly and smelling the etrog. And each year we did that, but I have no memory at all in 5 years of being a student at Temple, at the Jewish Center, going to a sukkah. So this was going to be kind of the first time that I had ever been in a sukkah, and I'm 30 years old, 31 years old, and so we go to the party, and I don't know the people all that well, because I met them at the synagogue in Iowa City, but we had just met because I had moved there just not too long before, and we go to the party, and people are just like sitting in the sukkah. People are playing guitars. There's music everywhere. People are drinking wine, and they're hanging out, and there's cushions on the ground, and I get a glass of wine, and I'm just sitting on a couch cushion in the sukkah. I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is a Jewish holiday symbol. I'm amazed by this. For the first time in my life, that night, I saw myself as a Jewish adult. And I thought to myself, what kind of a people ask their congregants, members of the community, to build a structure for a holiday. Like, what is that? Who does that? Can you think of another religion that asks you to build something, like a hut, a living space outside? Is there something else that I'm missing? Nativity is only just at the church, though, and you don't live in it. It's for the animals and the... This is an actual commandment to build something for 8 days. And to then, if you can take every meal, great. If you can sleep out in it, even better. And I thought to myself, what is going on with this holiday and with these people, with my people? And so that night, I'm talking in the sukkah with a man named Charles, and we're going back and forth about Judaism and our childhoods and sort of about what the meaning of Sukkot is. And at the end of the conversation with Charles, who, again, I just met that night, he said, you know, Howard, just meeting you, but I think you ought to be a rabbi. And I was like, seriously, Charles? Like, you don't even know me? He said, no. He said, I just have a sense that this is who you are. Like, just the way you speak, like, it just reminds me of someone who would be a rabbi. And I was like, okay. So I filed that away because I would apply in the following spring. But the moment that really struck me about the sukkah that night was that this structure that we build isn't just so we could remember the harvest, although that's a great thing to remember the harvest. It's also because we are remembering the Exodus. Right? We're not remembering the Exodus like there we are at the sea and God parts the sea and we cross it. We're not remembering the Exodus as the water comes back over Pharaoh and all the chariots. We're not remembering the Exodus at Mount Sinai. We're remembering the Exodus on the road. We're remembering the Exodus just like, okay, we're moving again. We're remembering the Exodus as a nomadic people. A people dependent upon and appreciative of the natural world. And I can't think of anything that's more inspiring or more valuable than that, which is that first, we really appreciate the roof over our heads because we know what it's like not to have a roof over our heads. But second, that we celebrate wandering. Right? The other peoples out there in Europe and the Middle East would say, oh, the Jews are wandering because they've been punished. It's like, no, actually, we're wandering because it's a part of who we are as a people. The act of wandering enables us to be sensitive to welcoming the stranger. Like, because if you're wandering yourself, if you're strangers wherever you may be, then you yourself will be welcoming to that of those who are strangers. That we never lose sight of the fact that there are people who are in difficult straits, who don't have a permanent roof over their heads, and they wander too. And so do we. It turns out, actually, that the Exodus becomes a parable about our history, which is a history of wandering, a history of remembering not permanence, but rather mobility, being able to adapt to new places, being able to be creative because we had to be, being able to build and take down when we needed to. Over and over and over again in our Torah, those who settle are those who are not reflected in God's light. But those who wander are God's children. So when we are in our sukkahs this year, and if you're not spending any time in a sukkah, be sure to spend time in our sukkah here at Temple Habonim, because it's beautiful, and shake the lulav, and be appreciative of all God's bounty, but also recall that impermanence is not something to be ashamed of, but rather reminding us of our history, of being able to say genuinely, not just in words, but genuinely, we welcome the stranger. And creativity, which is that we can build, and not just build, but build beautifully, and then take it down and start all over again. From the sukkah, I was inspired to apply to rabbinical school, to change my life, to become a rabbi. And each and every year, the sukkah beckons to me and says, this is what symbolizes the Jewish people in our creativity, in our generosity, in what we've stood for, and what we always stand for as we wander and journey and try to find our way. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach.
Amen.
Thank you, Soren.
Moedim l'simcha.
Moedim l'simcha, exactly. Not just Chag Sameach. Oh, who knows what Moedim l'simcha means?
If you don't, you could come to religious school on Sunday. We're going to talk about it.
It's our word of the week, our phrase of the week. I know.
I'm so excited too.
Yeah.
That makes me happy you got that excited.
All right.
Please let this time be joyful.
Yeah.
Let this time be wonderful. Enjoy the time that you have in front of you. Yeah. I'm an Army brat, so your sermon really made sense to me. I moved around a lot. So. We're on page 586.
We rise for the Elena. Oh.
Go.
Oh, we're right. We're going to change the covers after Shabbat Torah. Okay. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol la'teketu la'liotzer b'reishit shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama shelo sam chalkeinu kahem v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Page 591. V'nemar b'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yihye Adonai echad u'shemo echad. You may be seated. At this time we remember those who died in recent days, those whose families are in the midst of Shiva or Shloshim. We remember Janet Chaikin, beloved mother of Karen Chaikin, beloved grandmother of Emily and Abby. We remember Joseph Dansky, beloved brother of our member Craig Gordon, and beloved brother-in-law of Sue Ellen Gordon. And we remember Katie Carey, a dear friend and colleague of many in our congregation. We also recall those who died at this time in years past, those whose families are observing the yurtzeit of their loved one. If you should hear the name of a loved one, please feel free to rise so we may support you as a mourner. At the conclusion of the list, everyone will rise and in support of you. We remember Magda Tisa, beloved mother of Stephen Buca, mother-in-law of Lisa Denny, grandmother of Tyler, Chloe, and Jason. Harold Daub, beloved father of Madeline Cantor. Leonard Block, beloved grandfather of Adina Davies. Brian Goldner, beloved husband of Barbara Goldner, father of Brooke Goldner, and brother of Brad Goldner. Brian, I know the community mourns and remembers and thinks of you often. Bernard Dubin, beloved father of Marilyn Kaplan. Jody Stacy Robin, beloved sister of Leslie Pius. Ruth Poses, beloved mother of Roy Poses. Ruth Shand, beloved mother of Terry Shand. And Harry Spiegel, beloved father of Carol Greifer, father-in-law of Burton Greifer. Are there any other names for those who are observing a yurt site? And so we will all rise together and turn to page 598 and pray the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah v'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayei echon uv'yom echon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael ba'gala uv'izman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam u'la'amei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shmei d'kudisha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechamata da miran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, kol yoshvei tevel v'yimru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, and let us say, Amen. You may be seated. Tomorrow morning, there'll be Torah study at 10 a.m. Oh, and I know. Torah study. See, woo! Molly and Scarlett have the right idea. Now, I know you get to do fun things and play, don't you, during Torah study? Yay. Because Mommy and Daddy come to Torah study. So that's on Zoom, and feel free to join us. For those of you who are at home, join us at Torah study. The link is in the e-blast, so we're going to be together. And Sunday, 9:30. What's going to happen at 9:30, Soren? Exactly.
Soren, what's happening at 9 o'clock, though? Bagel breakfast.
Bagel breakfast. We got bagels going on. All right.
Come on out. Let us know if you want to join us. Yes, very exciting.
Yay. And then, following Tefillah from 9:30 to 10, there will be a parent seminar in the Sukkah. And the discussion is the legacy we leave our children, which if you heard my Yom Kippur morning sermon, you got a preview of my talk on the legacy we leave our children, because that was the theme of it, and I intentionally did that so that there would be interest in my talk. So I hope it's a nice turnout.
The Lador Vador is wide open.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you.
Very excited.
Thank
you.
All right.
Thank you.
So then, everyone's welcome to join us. Even if let's say you're a grandparent, you can still join us. Wisdom Literature will continue on October 12th. Lunch and Learn on October 13th. Lunch and Learn's in person. Wisdom Literature is online. And next Friday is Sukkot. Shabbat. Under the stars. Tot service at 5:45. Pizza in the hut at 6:15. Family service at 6:45. All going to be outside, weather permitting. It's going to be like today.
And Shehakianu moment, it's going to be the first time in 3 years that we've had our family service Tot Pizza family service. We're having themed services this year. There's plenty of opportunities for everybody to participate. We are looking for 100% participation of people who attend, whoever wants to come and be part of this. We'll have a storytelling one. We'll have a musical, Rock and Shabbat. We'll have a lot of different ways for people to be involved. And grade levels will also lead different spots as well. Very exciting.
All right. We have also 2 weeks from now, October 21st, we will be having services at 7. We're moving the time to 7 o'clock. And the first one on the 21st is going to be with our member Betsy Brenner, who's going to be speaking about her new memoir, The Longest Match, Rallying to Defeat an Eating Disorder in Midlife. So mark that on your calendar. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful event and very inspiring. Also, on November 3rd, which is a Thursday, Jonathan Kaufman, who's a professor, I believe, at Brandeis, he'll be talking about his new book, The Last King of Shanghai, the rival Jewish dynasties that helped create modern China. Just in case you were wondering about our wandering, yeah, we created modern China. So if you don't have a sukkah, you don't get to China, and you don't create modern China, but we did. I wanted to say thank you to our greeter, which was Leslie Katz, and maybe others. Probably Danny. No, just it was Leslie. Okay, thank you. And
Danny wouldn't have been able to see the people to let them in.
And we want to thank the Canes. We want to thank Anna and Jason and Scarlett. Molly, I'm glad you're holding down the fort here because they're setting up the oneg. So yeah. So we're gonna have a little oneg tonight. If you're at home, we really appreciate that you were watching us, and we hope that you'll come in person soon. It's so lovely to be here together. So we thank you for watching at home, but we'd love to see you tonight as well. All right.
Jacob has another shot. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So, right, if you filled out postcards, they've got to be in the mail next week. So, yeah, don't forget to do that. Get those out because we got to register people to vote. We have nothing more important to do than that. Okay, so that's because we're only like a month away. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Soren, you want to grab the Kiddush cup?
Yeah. Come on up. Great. All right. Molly, why don't you grab the challah? No, you hold on to it. Totally. Great. Come on over, Molly. Can you be seen over the bima? Yeah, of course you can. There you go. Stand right there. Okay, good.
And then we'll show this picture at your bar mitzvah.
Exactly.
Come on over.
All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim.
So beautiful. L'chaim.
It's mine. No, just kidding.
Not mine.
Just
Okay, put that back. I got to share the beam boy, the comic over here. Okay, come on. All right, hold that challah up, Molly, so everyone can see. All right, you ready? Lead us in the motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. The Te'avon, rip that challah. Go ahead. You got it. That's the way to go. Go ahead, Soren. That is the spirit. All right. Great. All right.
We're going to be
you.
on page 657. I also want to make one tiny announcement, which is that the band Nefesh Mountain, who is doing very well for themselves in the bluegrass Jewish market, there's a lot of market for that, but they are doing very well for themselves. Like they're featured in Rolling Stone magazine, that kind of thing. They will be here at Temple Sinai, not here, but Temple Sinai in Cranston, October 15th. So if you want to go, I'll meet you there. And
I'll meet you there too.
We can have a good.
Because we'll be there as well.
Nice.
Katzes are nodding their heads. They're going to be there. If you've never heard Nefesh Mountain, they're really good.
There.
Oh,
They
okay,
are
yeah.
very good, and they are very, they're very good, yeah. Oh, they're very good. Okay.
Like-
very excited.
Yeah.
So, 657. One thing that the rabbi said that I don't know if you said during your sermon, but I know you're going to mention it during religious school, is the idea that we're bringing guests into the sukkah too. So it's not only that we're wandering, but it's also that even while we're wandering, we're picking up people along the way. We're caring about other people, even in those moments, you know, all of those pieces. And so when we sing Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, we hope that peace comes to all of us, to the whole world, and to everybody. We hope you can fit into our sukkah, the sukkah for all of life, I guess.
And those new friends that we invite in the sukkah, they are called ushpizin, and they are very, very special. And it is a mitzvah to have new friends in your sukkah. Ushpizin. Ushpizin. Great film also.
Ojavo Shalom
Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. To the Hamosh Salam, Aleinu Ve'al Kol HaOlam, Salam, Salam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Modim l'simcha. Shabbat shalom. We'll see you tomorrow for Torah study, for Sunday in religious school. Have a great, great weekend. See you soon.
Amen.
Amen. Shabbat shalom.